Back with part 2 of the Garden Report, live at TD Garden, where the Celtics suffered a loss 114 to 121 in a game that was in their reach throughout most of the second half, I guess it's fair to say. But we'll get more into that, and we'll get more into what happened in their Celtics offense. But first thing first, guys, I have to remind you again to head over to blueapron.com/Garden Report, where you can sign up for 3 free meals, including free delivery. That's blueapron.com/Garden Report.
They're giving meals away.
Oh, they're giving out great meals too, Jimmy, including their roasted pork and braised cabbage, man. It is delicious. I am a pork guy. And you know what I love about their pork too? It is juicy and tender. You know, they tell you exactly how to cook it. So you don't, I hate when it's too dry, and I hate when it's like, undercooked. Absolutely. You know, they set you up perfectly, guys. So don't waste any time. It's perfect time for the holidays. Head over to blueapron.com/Garden Report.
And the thing I do, it's kind of cheating, but I'll go on Blue Apron's website, and they have people just like me and you who review exactly the recipe, how it came out for them, what they would do differently, what they wish, all this stuff. So I'm cheating because I'm looking on there before I'm doing my own thing. So mine's even coming out better than yours is probably.
But you can get those 3 free meals though. So that's what's key right there. So you can head over to blueapron.com/Garden Report. But okay, let's get back into the Celtics offense. So
I'd rather talk about Blue Apron than this game tonight, to be completely honest. That's how ugly it was.
Well, if you didn't see this game and you're just looking at the box score, I think the biggest thing that would pop out to you is the fact that the Celtics shot 42 3-pointers.
Yeah, that would stick out to me because that, aside from Al Horford's shot selection, which we talked about before, that sticks out to me because that's a home record.
Right.
The Celtics, I don't know if you guys know, there's a bit of a storied franchise. So whenever you hit a record, that's kind of a big deal. So 42 tonight, it's not all off loose because they shot 35.7%, which isn't that bad. I mean, 36% from 3, you'll take it. It's not, we're not talking about Golden State Warriors level shooting performance tonight, but generally speaking, I wonder if this is a sign of the times. Is this what we're going to be accustomed to seeing this season from them?
Well, one thing I don't want to be accustomed to seeing every game is Marcus Smart taking 8 threes. And look, I'm not a guy who's going to knock Marcus Smart for taking threes because I think a lot of those threes were good shots. They weren't forced Marcus Smart shots because we've seen that in the past. We've seen him run up the court and start jacking up threes. They weren't all like that, but some of them were ill-advised. And a lot of Celtics fans on Twitter, of course, weren't so happy with it. What's your take on it? What do you think about Marcus Smart's shot selection tonight, and what do you take away from what he did on the positive side of things? Well, because he did some good things on the defensive end.
That's the story of Marcus Smart. I think there are times where this is Marcus Smart. No. Yes. That's Marcus Smart. I mean, he gives and he takes. You know what? Sometimes what he takes away a little bit on offense with some of the misses and some of the shot selection, he gives you even more so sometimes, I would say, on defense and with his energy and with his hustle. With that putback dunk tonight was one of the 3 baskets that he made, but it just shot so much electricity into the crowd. It's almost worth 5 points. You know what I mean? Just because what it gives you and what it gives your teammates. And then on the very next play on the defense, he draws an offensive foul on Andre Drummond. So he does give you a lot, but you can't ignore. So you can't ignore that, but you just can't ignore the misses. Some of those misses can be ugly, and you just got to hope that as he progresses in the league, that shot comes around a little bit more.
Well, you talked about the fact that maybe this is just the times that we're seeing in the NBA where a lot of teams are jacking up threes. I mean, some people would blame the Golden State Warriors, but of course the Celtics don't necessarily have those type of shooters. So I can't talk more about the fact that I would love to see the Celtics go to the rim more. I wanted to see that from Isaiah Thomas in that fourth quarter. I want to see Marcus Smart do that more often. I wanted to see Al Horford get more touches in the paint where he feels comfortable and make post moves. Is this something that we should keep a close eye on? If we continue to see Al Horford taking less than 10 attempts, I think you're sort of not getting the most out of him after signing that huge contract this past summer.
No, I agree with you. I think one of the things we do have to take into consideration is some guy named Andre Drummond, patrolling the paint on the other end of the court tonight. So I think, although Amir Johnson, I thought he was, he had a strong start to the game. I thought he did well enough. I just think, generally speaking, when you got a guy like Andre Drummond on the defensive end, I mean, that's not just some guy. I mean, he's one of the best rebounders in the league. He's a shot blocker. So that does kind of force you to take your game outside a little bit more, which is, I think, a part of what we saw tonight. I know Brad Stevens is going to watch the film tonight. He's going to see a lot of shots that he doesn't like. He's going to see something he does like. But they're not going to come out and shoot 38 to 42 3-pointers tonight. I don't expect that.
Well, another big man that's coming into the Garden is going to be on Friday night. The guy that everyone's been talking about around Boston, Big O Boogie, is going to be in town. Oh man! So we all know the headlines going in. We all know the fact that Celtics fans are drooling over this guy. But what can we expect from Boogie on Friday night, and how will the Celtics counter his dominance in the paint?
What can we expect? Man, Boogie doesn't even know what to expect from Boogie half the time. That guy is all over the place. But he is one of the most talented players in the NBA, and that's why he is going to always be somehow, somewhat rumored, whispered, connected to the Celtics in some way. As long as he's on the Kings, as long as the Kings are, an incompetent franchise that are, never going to get out of their own way, until he moves from the Kings and moves to another team, there's always going to be that, could the Celtics make a trade for him? And I'm sure we're going to get that in the next couple of days. We're going to hear it, maybe we're going to continue to hear it all season. But I expect Boogie to come out, and play his game. But what the Celtics can do, and what I think they will do, is get under his skin, because he's a guy that if you get under his skin and get him off his game, there comes the first tech, and then all of a sudden there comes the second tech, and now he's out of that game. So I expect the Celtics, if they play strong defense and they get up into him, I expect them to get under his skin.
Well, we'll see what happens on Friday night when the Celtics take on the Kings, where they look to get back to their winning ways here at TD Garden before hitting the road. That's going to do it for our coverage here for the Garden Report. For Jimmy Toscano, I'm Joseph Pavone. This has been the Garden Report, guys. Head over to the CLNS YouTube page where you can see all of the post-game coverage from this one, including what Brad Stevens had to say, and of course what Al Horford and Jay Crowder had to say.
Yep.
You had some good questions for both of those guys, huh? Jimmy getting...
I gotta make them count. You don't
Jimmy,
get
you were going straight for the big questions too, the tough ones. You were challenging these guys.
This was a bad loss tonight, so you gotta ask the questions sometimes and just see what the answers are.
I'm dying to see what Jimmy's going to ask DeMarcus Cousins.
Ooh, no, I'm going to stay away from that one.
You don't want to make SportsCenter, huh?
No.
All right, here's the score for one last time. The Celtics fall to the Pistons 114-121 from TD Garden. I'm Joseph Pavone. He's Jimmy Toscano. This has been the Garden Report.
Peace.